Hey everyone, it's Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. That means it's time for another phishing review video. And we got three more phishing emails for you this week, all emails. Didn't get a chance. I'm trying to get a phone call for you. It hasn't happened yet. T-Mobile and other carriers seem to be getting better at blocking those types of calls, but I've got three emails for you. So one is pretty obvious. The other two, maybe not quite as obvious to everybody. So we'll go over those now. So here's the obvious one, partly because it says that it's spam. This is in one of my Google accounts. And it says it comes from Peng Gentao and gntech.com. I did go to the website. It is a legitimate website, but um, it's in, I don't know if it's Chinese, Japanese. I'm not sure what it is, but I can't read it. And so I have no idea what the website is. Chances are this account was probably compromised, and so they're sending it from a compromised account. You can see this is not my Gmail address. It's sent to info@mail.com, which means it's probably sent to a bunch of people in the BCC field. At least they had enough decency to send it BCC and not carbon copy. And it says, I am Sergeant Monica Lynn Brown. Does not match the name on the email. I have something important to share with you. Please contact me for details. And the only contact is a reply. Obviously, I'd be willing to bet if I reply, their reply would come from a different email address at that point, or something close to, but not exactly the same. Or maybe it comes from this. Well, it can't come from info. I highly doubt that mail.com has an info account available to someone. This is going to be some kind of scam. They're playing on the emotions. It says, I am Sergeant, meaning they're an authority, and I talk about all the time. They're going to try to scare you. One of the ways they try to scare you is by being an authority. Sergeant Monica Lynn Brown. I have something important. Again, a little bit of sense of fear of missing out, or fear that you're in trouble or something like that. That's what they try to do a lot of the times. This time of the year, you'll get the IRS scams and so forth. Important to share with, please contact me for details. This is obviously a scam. Here they put Monica Lynn Brown. Here they put Lynn Brown. Which is it? Which is their right name? I would think if you're going to put, just two of the three names, it would be Monica Brown. And then again, this name does not match the Ping Jianto Chao. I can't even say it. Ping Genteo does not match. I would think somebody in the position of authority would not be coming from this website. So lots of red flags. It's easy to identify this one. And obviously Google has identified it as, at the very least, spam. And I may reply just to see what happens. But so here you go. This is number one. I did get a call, but wasn't able to answer it. And the call was similar to this in nature, in that they wanted me to call back a number because they were trying to serve papers. Nobody's been to my house to serve papers, so I know that's not legit. But unfortunately, I missed the call, so I wasn't able to get a recording of it. All right, number two. We're going to go, these two are fairly similar. They actually came from the same client of mine. So we'll just do this. So here's the first one. And I cut the client's name out. So this is kind of, it's going to look choppy, but they knew right away that it was a scam and forwarded it to me. So the middle email was actually the first email. You could tell by actually, no, the time doesn't match up. Well, anyway, so it looks like this was the first email on the top. Here's what I need and what I want to extract from my site and back to me with an estimate. And don't forget, I have project consultant who has the text content logo for website and other document files. He will have them sent you via email. Thank you. So that's grammatically very poor. And then thanks for your response back. So they responded with a quote. I want you to know I am okay with the estimate cost, and I hope you will get a perfect job from you, and I will like to know your credit card merchant machine so that I can make an upfront payment and you could proceed on my web design. Also, I understand you will need to text content with a logo and other document files to start on my website. Design ASAP. As you know, the document files are with my project consultant, and we'll have them send, and he will have them send to you via, again, very poor English. And so this is somebody opening an Indian restaurant. No idea where this is. He wants to go from this domain to this domain. His budget, I mean, that's pretty extreme ends of a budget there for a website. There's a $6,000 difference. And, normally somebody's going to say they have a budget, not going to be that far apart from low point to high point. So he wants to open an Indian restaurant. Nowhere in this email thread did he sign his name, but not likely to be Thompson Hughes if you're opening an Indian restaurant. Very poor grammar. And then the final email was, I just opened a new Indian restaurant. So that's why the time frames don't really match up either. So anyway, so here's all the details. He has a private project consultant. So if he has a consultant, then why isn't the consultant? Usually a consultant has people they like to work with anyway. So I'm not really sure the motivation behind, except trying to make it sound like it's official. I'm not really sure why they would say that. But usually if you have a consultant, if you have a general contractor has people they already like to work with. This particular business that I got this email from, they have people they like to work with already. So they're not going to go outside of their normal circle of companies that they work with when they need help with something. So it doesn't make sense. But ultimately what they're trying to do is get payment information. So they're trying to get, I don't know what they're looking for, credit card merchant machine. My guess is they're looking for the merchant account information so that they can steal the info. The next one's a little more clear. I'm not exactly sure what this person was trying to obtain from my client, but they weren't going to get anything. That much I know. The third one, this one's a little more clear as to what they were trying to do. So thank you for your interest in this project. The pay is $1 per word. The length should be 25 words and the deadline is April 30th. Please let me know what your charges might be per word. So here he states that it's $1 per word, but then he asks for how much they charge per word. Also, we don't write like this in the US. In the US, the $ goes before the 1. So again, now we know this didn't come from the US. Attendees are students and young professionals between ages 14 and 28. I require your service to write an article on the topic of social media, the benefits and risks. It has to be something like $2,000 to $2,500 word, 2,500 words at $1 per word. But up here it said should be 2,500 words, and a bunch of topics that need to be covered. This right here easily could be more than 2,500 words without even sneezing. Articles should be delivered in PDF with no graphic features. That should not be a problem as there are materials on the subject matter. Please note that I do not want a particular tone or texture. So he's been crafting this for a little while, and he agreed to the same client. Now they sent over that it wasn't $1 per word. They charged a different rate, and gave him a total cost. And he said, okay, sounds fine to me. No, normally when there's these types of proposals, they have to go back and review it. So within a 12-minute time frame, he said, okay, to a quote, my sponsor doesn't use online payment platforms. Everybody uses online payment platforms now. He's an old-fashioned businessman. The check will be issued and mailed to you. You should receive it within 2 days. Please get back with your details in the format below. Full name, physical address, mobile number. They're looking to steal information, personally identifiable information. Why do you need a mobile number to send a check anyway? But also, what's going to happen? They're going to send a check, like a deposit. They're going to send a deposit. I don't know what it'll be, but they'll send a small amount of money. And when you deposit the check, now they have your checking account number and information. So they're trying to get the checking account information out of the client. And if you give up the checking account information, they're going to steal the money out of your account. And that'll be that. So financially motivated, the last two were financially motivated. The first one, I'm not sure what the motivation was, but they clearly used an authoritative name combined with fear of missing out or fear of something bad happening. And all three of those were phishing type emails. So hopefully that helps someone stay out of trouble. And until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay secure.